Tonight, we've had a lot of artists who've had long careers, who've been in this game a long time, who've seen the industry change, who have changed and moved and transformed and continued to bring you guys amazing work. And this next artist is no different.
Yep.
We're very grateful to have him here tonight. Baby, would you like to say anything else before we bring him out?
You first came to know him as a member of an R&B boy band. How many of you guys remember the group Mr.? Do I gotta sing it in order for you to remember it? I'm not singing shit.
We love you though.
He might sing it for you. But you know him from this group, Mr. That's where he first came on the scene. I believe that was around 96? 1996. It's 2019. He's reinvented himself a few times as an R&B star. Bobby V, he has 3 #1 albums to his credit.
#1 albums to his credit.
Countless #1 singles and collaborations that you've loved and enjoyed. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let us bring to you one of R&B's finest male vocalists. He goes by the name of Bobby V. Bobby V, Bobby V, a Bobby V, a Bobby V, a Bobby, a Bobby, a Bobby, a Bobby, a Bobby, a Bobby, a Bobby. What up, fam? All right, have a seat. Sit down and talk to us for a few minutes.
Yes, yes, yes. Man, after these people lit up the stage, ooh, Selena just took us to church. You hear me?
Look.
I was like, hey, man, you hear me?
Come on.
Hello.
I mean, that's a voice. And
Yes.
But tonight, like I said, it's so much about amazing talent that has had longevity in this business. And you, my brother, have had quite a bit of longevity in this business.
Let me say it. 3 top 10 albums,
Come
a
on.
couple #1s,
Yes.
countless top 10 singles,
Come on.
7 recorded albums.
Do
You've
it.
collaborated with some of the biggest icons in the business. You've been nominated for various awards.
Yep.
You're an actor, an entrepreneur, you're a veteran in the game. What more do you have to prove, Bobby V? Or rather, is there something out there that you're still after?
I just feel like in this game, you're always after it's a continuous grind if you want to be in it, you know? So no matter what you've achieved and what you've done, there's always new heights and new levels that you want to go to. And, I want more #1 albums. I want more #1 singles. And, I want to be able to employ more people, so that their families can eat. And, more producers and engineers, and graduate more students from college, because I've graduated a lot of students from college. I think a lot of people, artists, do a lot of things that don't get the acknowledgement, but I have graduated people from college, and I want to be able to continue to make hit records so that I can continue to do things in the community as well that I've done.
Absolutely. If we go back to, yes, absolutely give applause for that. Let's go back to the very beginning and really, Blackberry Molasses was a big record for me in particular.
Blackberry molasses, one of the things that never change.
Come on.
Where y'all at?
Hey.
You gotta keep pushing on, the sun don't rain all the time. There's gonna be some heartache and pain.
Yes.
Now you know what's crazy about that song?
Did you see that?
I didn't know what the hell I was talking about at that time.
He was young.
Yes.
And I was going to say that.
Yeah, I was
it's a
a
deep
kid.
song.
It's very deep. We worked with the producers at that time. They had just created Waterfalls for
Organized
TLC.
Noise.
Organized Noise.
Preston Crump and the boys.
Yes, sir. So
Rico and all
we actually, that album is an amazing R&B album. For those that don't know, it was way before its time.
It was.
The music production was awesome. So y'all might want to check that Mr. album out. MISTA. It was a self-titled album, but it's awesome. Real R&B.
You know, if you go back and you listen like sonically to that album and what it was doing in many ways, how it kind of predates the neo kind of soul sound, quote unquote, one would believe that once you got of age that you would continue in that vein. What made you kind of define your current sound or the sound the next time that we were able to see what was up with you? What defined that moment for you musically and made you not go down that direction?
Right. Well, really, I'm a neo-soul artist that kind of got stuck in contemporary hip-hop R&B. I'm really a neo-soul artist.
Because you're a musician.
Yeah, I'm a musician. I love to really, really sing. Real music really touches me, and neo soul music touches me a lot more than just contemporary R&B. Especially nowadays, like the new R&B is really kind of just rap, and rappers are singing. So I just went down that road. Really, if you listen to like Slow Down and a lot of my singles, they kind of have a neo soul feel to them, but it has hip hop beats. Yeah. But if you really listen to the underlying factors of the music, it's a lot of live instrumentation, and it's real music. And the musicians that produce the songs, they are real musicians. Like you'll hear guitars and Slow Down, you'll hear guitars and Tell Me, you'll hear guitars and piano and keys in most of my music. But a lot of the beats are very hip hop driven. Yeah. So I try to just kind of combine the two. And later in my career, I kind of wanted to go the neo soul route, but every record that I would drop that was more neo soul, which is one song that I'm gonna do tonight, is called Words. It's a real R&B record, but every time I would drop those records, it was just a problem, you know what I'm saying? Because those records usually go to what they call adult contemporary radio. Yeah. Me being I'm not that young like that. I just look like this, you know what I'm saying?
But you're connected to so many urban acts.
Exactly.
But all the collaborations, so they automatically see you as an urban act, not as an urban AC act.
Right.
And so that's what the problem is.
Exactly. So every time I try to drop those type of records, they don't see me on the AC side like that. They see me as a more mainstream type of artist.
Mm-hmm. But I actually think that's a cool thing, because I think really, even we discussed it with Van Hunt earlier tonight, that it's really important that we continue to push forward that narrative that black music has a common thread amongst each other. So it's actually kind of cool to see somebody who is just a couple of years younger than myself continue to make his mark within what is considered to be relevant at the time. So I think that's actually really cool, and we're glad to see that element, and you as an artist and the element that you bring continually be, in the forefront. So that's always really, to me, a really special thing. When you come back out, you really have been a mainstay in that Atlanta scene. You've gone from Organized Noise and then into a label relationship with Ludacris. And just really, you must be fully entrenched in the history of that time period, like how that stretches musically from one thing to the next. What are some of the biggest, most exciting moments from that time period that you could share with us?
I remember recording my first album. I always record. So before I got with Ludacris, I probably had about 3 albums. I was in college at the time. After Mr. broke up,
Atlanta, right?
I went to Clark Atlanta, graduated from Clark Atlanta University.
AUC is representing tonight.
Yes.
Okay.
And so as soon as I graduated, I just remember my mom and dad like, all right, son, we done put you through school. What you gonna do now? Because, hey, we ain't got no more Cheesables for you. Cheesables, I'm sorry. We ain't got no more money for you.
We know what Cheesables mean.
Cheesables.
Yeah. That's some Valentino lingo right there. But, so I was going everywhere looking for a job, like, man, I can't get no job. I wasn't really trying to get no job. I was putting a little collar shirt on, tucking it in, halfway asking for the job, but I wanted to do music, so I ran into Poon Daddy, who is Ludacris. Ludacris used to be on the radio in Atlanta. Ran into Poon Daddy. Poon Daddy was like, yo, I want you to be in a group with these guys. We're gonna sign the DTP. I was like, man, I ain't doing no more groups. I already did that. I'm cool on that. So he was like, all right, well, so I gave him my music, my solo album, and they loved it, and then they signed me. But at the time, you know how you'll sign to somebody and they like, all right, we signed you, whatever. So at the time, I went out to LA with Poon, and we just really grinded Slow Down. We really grinded it out. And it just happened, with God's favor, it just kind of stuck with one guy. He started playing it, then his wife got pregnant, so she worked on the middays. He went to the middays and he was playing it on the middays. So it just kind of, things happen, man, in God's timing. So I'm definitely a firm believer in what God can do for you. And I want to say, don't never give up, because you can be at the bottom of the bottom with your head smashed on the ground with nothing at the end, and God will do some things to you and will work some things out in your life to make you say, wow, this is so unbelievable. I done been there and done that. And I come from a great family, great home. I ain't never wanted for nothing. I'm gonna be straight regardless with music or without it, just because of my family and God. But I would tell everybody, because I know everybody has ups and downs, and don't get the mic to me because I start preaching. I don't mean to start preaching.
Go on, Reverend.
I don't mean to start preaching, but I know there's some folks in here going through some things. Keep believing, keep praying. And you know, every time I get in the airplane, I always feel like I'm closer to God. So that's the most time I always pray the most. And I know I got off the subject what we was talking
That's
about.
fine, brother.
No, I think that's
tell
good.
That's why
y'all
you're
that,
here.
you hear me?
Talk to the people.
I mean, to be honest, I can actually move to something else because you, just according to something that you talked about the kind of organic way that Slow Down got to radio and moved up the charts. Nowadays, that story typically doesn't happen anymore, where DJs have autonomy to really play the records that they really believe in. And nowadays, you kind of have to break music in a different kind of way.
And you got to pay a lot of money.
Right.
Yes.
Listen. It's true.
That's an untold story. You
That's the
ain't supposed to
untold
tell
story.
Sorry. He didn't
That's,
mean that. He was just lying.
You do have
He
to pay
mentioned
money,
we old.
though.
We don't care no more. Anyway, we don't care no more. How have you adjusted to kind of like this new way? You know, so much has happened and it's changed.
I think the new wave is so like Spotify, Tidal. It's so many things outside of radio that I think radio has to now catch up with the internet. So right now it's about, you know, your social mediums, and it's about, you know, Spotify, SoundCloud, Tidal, Apple Music, and all these other, you know, ways, medium platforms to get your music out. And I think you just gotta really massage those situations with these platforms and the people that run the platforms. And that's how you gotta do it.
You was at
now.
Pandora the other day, mentioned
I was
them.
I was at Pandora the other day, which is an awesome platform.
Yes.
Y'all need to go to,
Yes.
because you know they play your new music and you get paid off of Pandora.
Oh, yeah.
So I know I get some nice checks from Pandora.
We all got
so.
Pandora Radio. That's right.
Yes.
That's all right.
So y'all download Pandora, get the Bobby V station.
Bobby V station.
You
Yes.
hear me? Press play on it and don't skip.
Look,
On the Pandora.
you mentioned something was Valentino lingo. And I wanted to address this because in doing the research also, I realized that this was a real thing as well. And it is about a man named Bobby Valentino. Bobby Valentino is another artist as well who lives over in Europe, I believe it is.
UK. Yep.
And when we started putting out the information about that you were going to be on this program, Bobby Valentino got in touch with us to let us know.
No, Bobby
to stop saying that
Valentino's
Bobby
lawyer.
Valentino was going to be there.
His attorney got in touch with
as
us.
we notice now, you are called Bobby V. Can you
Yes.
tell us a little bit about that and what happened there and
Yeah.
why this man felt the need to reach out to us
Well, you know.
to let us know that we shouldn't be saying Bobby Valentino stuff?
Well, he is Bobby Valentino. I'm Bobby V. Y'all know what the V mean. You know what I'm saying? But he
Like
plays
George Jefferson.
He plays the fiddle, and he's overseas. And you know, it was a lot of people already called me Bobby V, so it was just easy for me to kind of transition. I transitioned to Bobby V back in 2010, but you know, people.
We still call
it's
you
still,
that.
Yeah. So the name has been pretty much branded so hard that it don't matter, you know.
But I just thought it was funny because he didn't want people to assume that it was going to be him, Selena Johnson, and Van Hunt.
Yeah, but
Or, I mean, you know, on the
He
Millennium
thought y'all
Tour,
would
he didn't
make a
want people to
mistake.
think it was going to be B2K and him, the fiddler, on the show.
Mr. Valentino, I'm
Thinking
not
some
saying none of
shit
this.
you just know it's okay.
And I had to pay a lot of money too.
I
A
believe
lot
it.
of money. It
I
was a lot
believe
of, because you know, we initially coexisted with the name, and then, you know, being signed to a major label, they don't care about all that. They printed the album out again with Bobby Valentino on it, so it came back on both of us, the label and myself. So I had to pay this guy like $250,000 at one point. And
Well,
this
he
was-
only got us for about $150, but, you know.
Right. But this was the time I was making a lot of money, but that's a lot of money to pay somebody.
It is.
Tell us
So
about it.
regardless how much you're making, you know, that really killed me. And the label, so he might have got rich just off of that.
My God.
Because they had to pay probably like $500. So.
Yeah, I think he was ready to sue us, too. He
And
was like, you know,
the-
look,
was.
I'll get some money out of you if you
Yeah,
don't.
exactly.
I think
You
the
wanna-
lesson is to make sure you trademark your name.
Right.
When you come out and you're doing your thing, make sure that it's trademarked. Fatim mentioned B2K, which is interesting. That came out of nowhere.
Millennium Tour.
But you were on the Scream tour, which is one of the biggest tour.
The last one is called the Millennium.
I'm sorry, the Millennium tour. My apologies. The first one was Scream.
To 3, Scream 2, 1, 2, 3, and then the Millennium.
There was a lot of Millennium was the more recent.
Right.
Yeah, and you were on the Scream tour. When I think about artists and their opportunity to be in front of arenas, that experience is beyond. Now, how do you really connect with the fans when you're in such a huge space? I've always wondered this when artists have to get up there. How do they present themselves musically to such a vast amount of people?
It's a very surreal moment, being on tour. I've been on about 3 major tours. The Millennium Tour, since it was the more recent, it was like, I haven't been on tour in 6-7 years. So to go on that tour and do sold out arenas, it's just like you stepping on stage, and it's unbelievable because, when you on stage, you can't even see all of them people. You know what I'm saying? You just see the lights. So, it's really a very surreal moment, and I'm just thankful to be able to have the opportunity to go through that during my career, and I want to continue to tour. That's one of my favorite things, is to be able to perform and sing. A lot of people don't really know that I can sing for real, and that I play instruments. Because my singles, it's so simple. It's like, I saw you walking down on Melrose. It's kind of easy a little bit, but
Don't take that shit for granted. That shit is a banger, man.
Yeah, I love it. But I'm saying, as a singer, I have other songs that are really singing.
Oh, we know what you do.
Yeah, so it's like, I love Slow Down. It took me out the hood. It took me out my mama's basement. So I don't got no problems with it. You hear?
I know that's
I understand. You feel vocally it doesn't really show off everything you have to offer.
So when people hear my singles, a lot of my singles are more simple because that's what radio can understand. And when you're making like real singing songs, people can't grasp that, especially now with the conditioning of how music is. People can't really hear a lot of singing, a lot of ad-libs. Like back in the day, people used to run and go, and people be like, woo, they can sing, boy. Now you do that, they be like, man, where is the hook at? I can't even hear the hook. So it's kind of like you have to really kind of dumb down the records and make them simple but classic and still like a little like special. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of a happy medium, and it's kind of hard to do at the same time, but you got to get it done.
Whatever happened to the other guys in the group, mister? What are they doing now?
I talk to them all the time. We actually did a performance with Organized Noise for Super Bowl
20 year
in Atlanta.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, during
yeah.
the thing when
Super
Big
Bowl.
Boy and some other things that was happening around the city.
So I still talk to the guys, and I remember.
Are they in Atlanta?
They in Atlanta, and I remember why I got out of the group when we just did this recent performance. The first thing we do, we go to a meeting to talk about the songs, and we arguing about the songs. I'm like, bruh, this ain't our show. Y'all want to do 5 songs? Don't nobody know but one of them. How many you want to do, man? When you sing the lead on it, I want to sing. Bruh, go ahead then. You want to sing the lead on it? So it's like being in a group, it's kind of like, first you got to split the money 1,000 ways. And then you got to, somebody don't like this outfit, somebody don't like that outfit, he got this girl, you got that one. Man, leave me alone. You hear me?
That's why we dress alike.
Hey, that's good.
That's why we be matching. Y'all can check that hashtag. That's us. We be matching. But that's I think
I want to
go.
to say y'all, man. I just want to commend y'all too, man. It's hard to work together and be in a marriage, man.
Absolutely.
And I watch y'all and see y'all, man. And this is, y'all give it up for them. This is amazing. You hear me?
brother.
This is
Thank
awesome. It's hard for me to have a girlfriend for 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Let alone be around somebody.
Well, come hang
every
with
day.
me, Bobby V. I'll teach you what to do.
Yeah, give me some pointers, man. I need some pointers.
I'll
man.
give you some pointers.
Please.
Look, shout out to Tim and Bob, who was your longtime
Yes.
producer friends. Recorded a lot of hits with you. I know these guys as well from back in the day, and I just wanted to shout them out. And
Yes.
definitely we want to close the show out with some music from Bobby V. some classic music and something a little bit more fresh on the scene. Y'all check out some of the new music that he's working on, and of course all of his classics, and keep up with whatever is happening with Bobby V. Bobby V, tell them the website and where they can find you.
You guys can follow me on Instagram at Bobby V Show, Facebook Bobby V Music, Twitter Bobby V. I have a new album that I dropped. It's not a new album.
2018.
2018.
Electric.
It's called Electric with a K. It's a real R&B album. I guarantee you'll love it. And I'm actually dropping a new single. I'm renegotiating my deal with my label now. And I'll be dropping a new single in September. Y'all are gonna hear it. It's gonna be a real R&B record. And I have my label as well. I'm doing a label situation.
Yeah, you just did a label deal.
Yes, I'm doing a label deal right now as we speak. So I have some artists. And I shot a movie. I executive produced a movie. It's called Hollywood Hearts. BET played it. It was real big. Shout out to Asia Sparks. She's in the movie.
Asia Sparks is a good friend of ours. She just hit me and said she was coming.
Asia
is she
Sparks,
here?
She's here.
All right, Asia, what's up, baby?
Woo-hoo!
I see you up there, girl. But
we got to check for that movie.
Yeah, so the movie's called Hollywood Hearts. BET played it for about a year. Now it's on Fuse TV. So that was a big accomplishment of mine that a lot of people don't know about. I executive produced it, and I kind of co-wrote the movie as well, and I starred in it. So I want to really get more into the movie side of things. It's very what's the easy word? I'm losing my brain because I'm thinking about doing this music for y'all right now. So my brain is on these songs. But anyway, Hollywood Hearts, you'll love it. Check it out. Follow me on Instagram at Bobby V Show. And is it time yet?
I do believe it's time.
I believe it's
time.
time.
Is it time yet?
And we know what people been waiting on. We could definitely talk a little more extensively.
Band, come on back up and join us.
Let's go.
Get Bobby V up going. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, we want to introduce back to you for the musical selections and the end of the program tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, Bobby V.
Also, shout out to the caterers. I'm still tasting this Star Fusion. I'm still tasting this wok cauliflower in my mouth. You hear me? Goodness gracious. Now, if I miss a note or something, that's because that jerk chicken hit me. Jerk. Whew. So I'm going to go over here. I need y'all to focus your attention on something one time. We about to get real sexy. This song that I'm about to do is called Words. This is on my 4th album. This is one of my favorite songs. How many of y'all in relationships out there say yeah? There's about 6 of y'all. Well, all my single ladies in the house say ow. So check this out. This song right here, I wrote it. It's called Words, right? And it's basically like, words don't mean a thing to me. Whoever you with, you want to know that they for real and they sincere about what they say. Actions speak louder than words. Show me. You hear he? A good man's hard to find. That's one of your favorite lines. But finding wifey ain't no easier. What am I supposed to do? Shawty got me so confused. I'm second guessing what I see in her. Oh, hold on. I need reasons how I should take you home to mama. You want me to believe you ain't even like that, baby? show me you ain't even like worst on me. That much to me. Tell me how you man, make me think more. When I'm not around, do you take it all back? Worst on me. That much to me. You got me doing that. I'ma give it to you straight. Any game that you're trying to play, I done played them all before. Wanna give you my heart, but girl, I had to play it smart. I ain't trying to look no more. I need reasons why I should take you home to mama. You want me to believe you ain't even like that? Baby, show me you ain't even like that. Worst on me, that much to me. You tell me how you made me think I'm on when I'm not around. Do you take it all back? Worst on me, that much to me. You got me doing that. You want me to believe you ain't even like that? Baby, show me you ain't even like that. Worst on me, that much to me. You tell me you made me think I'm on when I'm not around. Do you take it on? Worst on me, that much to me. Oh, girl. I almost cried, for real. I'm crying internally. So I know why y'all know this one, man. I'm the last performer, I'm the last song. Everybody get up out your seats and let's have a good time. Church is on Sunday. Today is Monday, so let's go. If y'all know this, sing it with me, come on. I saw you walking down on Melrose. You look like an angel, straight out of heaven, girl. I was blown away by your sexiness. Now all I have to do is catch up to you. Slow down.
I just wanna get to know you.
But don't
Turn around.
cause if
Everything looks good to me.
see baby,
Slow down.
never seen it so lovely. Now turn around and bless me with your beauty. A butterfly tattoo right above your navel. Your belly button's pierced too, just like I like it, girl. They come and take a walk on me. You'll be impressed by the game that I kick to you. It's so thorough and real, yeah. You're ready to be watered by this comfort. Oh, I hope you're ready. you shine like the sun. Let me be the one to enjoy you. Let's kick it. Sing!
Slow down. I just wanna get to know you.
But don't
Turn around, 'cause a
pretty round thing looks good to me. Say, baby, baby,
never seen anything so lovely.
so lovely, babe, so lovely, babe. Take her to the bridge one time. Come on. Oh, baby, you know by now that I fooled you.
Down,
I'm floating, holding air, giggle.
down,
You've been hitting me already.
down.
Now I can leave to 7 digits. Like a flower full
We know that the summer's ready.
to be watered by this.
Conversation,
Oh, I hope
you ready?
I'm in awe 'cause you shine like the sun. Let me be the one to enjoy you.